In this part, we are going to simulate a three-phase power transformer using EMWORKS EMAG. Our focus will be on the step-by-step workflow of simulation and how to get results from it. In the next step, we will extract the results to optimize the transformer operation point or the impact of load on the efficiency of this transformer. As you can see, the software used the finite element method to calculate the electromagnetic parameters, and in the next few minutes, we will see the options and the simulations that we can perform in this software. The first step of any finite element simulation is creating the geometry. Let's start from the beginning, and I will create a new project in the software. First, we have to select a folder to save the simulation file. As I have an open simulation file, it asks for saving the previous file. The new project in the project tab is created. One of the options that this software has is multi-project, multi-design management. We can switch between the previous simulation and the new simulation that you created. As we haven't drawn or imported any geometry, the design part is still empty. If you have any drawing from your geometry, you can easily import the files with different types to the software. Step files, IGS files, AutoCAD files, and many file extension is supported here. One of the most important points of this software is you can easily draw your geometry using Autodesk Inventor, that is inbuilt CAD tool inside the software. You can use all the options that Autodesk Inventor has to precisely model your geometry. So there are two options to import the geometry to the software or draw inside the software using Autodesk Inventor tools. As I have the whole geometry of this transformer that we are going to simulate, I use the import option. Just by clicking on the step file of the geometry, it will automatically import all the parts inside that assembly. This is the region that I created, so if I click on the visibility, you can see the parameters of the transformer. After you imported the geometry to the file, you can see all the objects inside the CAD model tab. If you draw the geometries inside the inventor, you can easily change the sizes or parameters of the design. But if you import the step file or any drawing from the outside, the modification in the geometry is a little limited. When you have parts, you can open a simulation tab, and there you can see the project name and analysis option. The next thing that you need to do is to define the study that you want to be analyzed. You can use magnetostatic simulation, AC magnetic simulation, transient magnetic simulation, and we have different options for electric simulations too. As transformers work with alternative currents and voltages, we will only use the AC magnetic and transient magnetic simulation for transformers. Magnetostatic simulation is useful when you have only DC currents or permanent magnets. I will click on AC magnetic simulation, and the properties of this simulation will appear. In this study, you can analyze the simulation and the geometry in a single frequency, and all of the input and output voltages and currents will be pure sinusoidal waveforms. To define other shapes of the waveforms or model harmonics of the voltage and currents, you need to use the transient simulation. Here we define the name, the symmetry factor, and the frequency of the excitations, and I will click on OK. After you created the study, you will see a tree that you have to define the material first. You can easily select the part, right click on it, and apply the material or use the favorite material. The outer region is air. We have some favorite materials that is very useful. I will use them for coils. All of them are made from copper. So I will select all of them using the control button on the keyboard, and from the favorite material center, I will choose the copper. The only remained part is the core of the transformer. Let's have a look on the comprehensive material center inside the software and choose a proper material for the transformer core. Here you can see different materials categorized by the properties, and inside each of them, for example, a steel with BH curve, we can see they are categorized with the vendors. So let's search, for example, M335A. In the properties of the material, you will see different parameters like the thickness of the lamination, the mass density, the core loss coefficients, the conductivity of the material, and the BH curve that represents the permeability of this material. We will click on apply and close, and all the materials are defined here. If you have any special boundary conditions, you can select them here, but for a 3D simulation, you don't need to define boundaries in this transformer project. The next part in the simulation tree is excitation. You can define solid coils or wounded coils or multiple entries conductors. In this project, we only use the wounded coils to define the primary and secondary part of coils. For example, the first coil will be phase A of the high voltage side. If you put the mouse button on each box, you can see the description will appear. Here we have to select the bodies and components. So I will select both sides of this coil, and in the next part we have to select the face of entry of this excitation. So I will zoom in and select the cross section of this coil. If it was hard to find the cross section, you can hide some parts to more easily find the cross sections. And in the next part, we check the box that says same as entry port. So we don't need to select the exit port as it is the same as entry port. In the general properties, you have to choose the name of coil, for example, phase A underline high voltage. Then you can choose the size of wire and number of turns per coil. For example, I will choose 1500 for this part, and you can change the fill factor or wire size of the conductors that create this coil. Then you have two options for excitation: current driven coil or voltage driven coil. If you choose the current driven coil, you have to select the net RMS of the input current, for example 100 amperes, and the phase of the current. As we know, if we have the three-phase current, the first phase and the second and third one has 120-degree phase shift. So I will choose, for example, 0 for phase A, 120-degree for phase B, and 240-degree for phase C. You can use the voltage-driven coils too. We will see some circuit coupling options later. I will click on OK, and the first coil is defined here with phase A name. You have to define all the coils in the same way, and the excitation part is finished. If you want to measure any force or torque on specific objects, you can select the virtual work or Lorentz force to calculate the force or torque on that object. Instead of using voltage-driven coil or current-driven coils, you can easily add a schematic to the simulation to use different options like capacitors, resistance, inductance, and voltage and current sources to create the connected circuit to the geometry. We will use this option later. If you want to have a thermal analysis on your geometry too, you can select the thermal coupling and add a thermal and study to this simulation too. This is the part that I mentioned before, the multi-analysis management inside the software. As you know, in the finite element method, we divide the geometries to a smaller mesh, be able to calculate the parameters inside each of them. To create a precise mesh, you can right-click on the mesh part and create a mesh. If you use the default values for creating a mesh, it will apply this setting for the whole geometry. But if you need more precise mesh on some parts, you can go to the mesh control, add a mesh control. In this way, you can select, for example, the core of the transformer and define a smaller mesh size for this special part that is important for us. And then click on OK. The mesh control here is added, and you can use the default mesh for all other parts. After you defined all these parameters, you can easily right-click on the analysis and click on Run. It will start to analyze the simulation. You can extract the results after the analysis is finished. Now let's get back to the simulation that is analyzed before this session and have a look on the studies that I created. First, I did a no-load simulation, extract the core loss without having any copper loss inside the coils. For this simulation, I defined the primary coils with nominal voltage 1000 volts for these coils, and for secondary part, if I click on edit definition to see the definition of the coils and go to general properties, I define this coil as current driven with zero current. So it is open loop coil, and the winding terminal is open because we have 0 ampere in the coils. So this is a no-load simulation, and we will see the core loss from this open circuit test.